Here we are now with the Cunney family today, and Alva, their daughter, is making her first communion. So you're very welcome to the church. Very nice to see you here, Paul and Neve and James and Alva, and great to see you. So we're going to ask you a few questions. So the first, maybe talking to the parents, Paul and Neve, is can you say a bit about yourselves, just first of all?
Thanks, Father John. Thanks for having us. So I'm originally from Meedic. I grew up in Meedic and then moved to Calaster in 2014. We got married in 2012, and Alva was 3 months old when we moved to Calaster. We were previously in Castlebar before that. But I grew up in Meedic, and my parents were moved into Swinford, and my dad's from Midfield, so I feel like I've done the full circle.
Yeah, well, if your dad is from Midfield, then must be very good blood.
Indeed.
So that's great. So then, have you memories, Paul and Neve, have you memories yourselves of your first communion and your confession, even if they're only very fragmentary, because you know we don't remember that much, but any memories of those sacraments?
Yeah, well, I can remember I went to school here in Calaster, in the local national school.
Okay.
And I can remember the preparation coming down to the church in the weeks leading up to, first of all, first confession and first communion.
Okay.
I have to admit being a little bit daunted by first confession because it was into the confessional box, and that was an experience, but it was turned out to be a very good experience.
That's good.
And we enjoyed the day itself. Communion's always a big day, a lot of preparation by teachers, parents, everybody else. So very enjoyable.
Very good. And Neve, have you anything to add there?
Yes, I made my first confession and communion in Meedic. The late Father Coyne did the sacraments for us out there. So I remember for first confession, it was a less daunting experience, we say, than Paul's. Being out in the pew and having our first confessions heard there with our families. And then again for communion, there would have been 4 girls, I think maybe 10 boys. And singing up on the altar and having a big celebration with family and friends. Yeah,
Great, that's great that you have those memories. And then another question now is, you know, the school, how do you think the school is helping Alva with her communion and her first confession, which is coming up very soon now?
Yeah, they have a big role in terms of the preparation for Alva, not just Alva, for her whole class, in telling them what to expect during the first confession and the communion as well, and it's practicing their prayers as well as part of it. And the Grow in Love programme, they're obviously involved with that as well, in preparation for the children, so that they're well prepared and supported, and they understand about the sacraments as well, in conjunction with the parents, that consolidate all that information given to children. I think they've a big role, and they're doing a great job, because I think Alva's prepared now for first confession on Wednesday and is excited for her communion.
That's brilliant. Look, thanks, that's great. And the schools do a great job. I know that myself, because I go in and help them and go in and out to see how they're getting on. So I know they are doing a very good job, and the children are always very well prepared. That's always the way. So then, speaking about it as a community thing as well, First Communion, what do you think it means for the parish, apart from the schools and the families, but maybe just for the wider parish as well?
Yeah, I think the First Communion, it's always a big day, I suppose, in the calendar year. And I know after the Mass itself, the community would all go locally to the community centre here and have a cup of tea and refreshments and that. So it's a day that brings everybody together. I think it's a big day for grandparents and godparents of the children. Everybody's busy, so we don't meet up maybe as often as we'd like to. So days like First Communion is a day where everyone gathers, and that's nice, because it doesn't happen all too often.
No, but that's true. It's a big community day, because when we don't have confirmation, it's the only big church day that's a community day, because you could have a funeral, but that's really just for a family. I know it's wider than that. You might have a wedding, but again, it stops at the family and neighbours and that. So no matter what celebrations you have, you don't have something like communion, which in a way is for everybody. In a sense, it's a community thing. So it's always a big day, and we go to a good bit of trouble here as well to have it looking well, and to have the church looking well. As I said, the thing in the community centre, and do you know, is a way of supporting the children and saying that we're behind them and that we're happy with them and to congratulate them and so on. So the last thing is just we'd ask Alva maybe to come up here a bit closer And Alva, if you look at the camera and just come up and I'm going to just ask you, Alva, my question is, I'll get it now, what would you like to say about preparing for your confession and your communion? I know we don't expect you to say all that much, but what would you like to say about all that?
Well, I'm really excited for my communion and my confession.
Oh, very good. That's great. Look at Alba, thank you, and we wish you all the very best. And thanks to you, the Cunney family. Thanks very much. Brilliant. And not just for that, but the other ways you support the parish in other ways, and that is appreciated. So just to say that as well. And we hope the children have a great day for the first confession and a bigger day even for the communion on the 30th of May. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now,